Soak that in, folks. Soak that in. We had a rugged morning here with the Bull and Voc and myself, so the boys turned on a little slow jams, tunage. Get our minds into a good headspace here before we start a little coffee buzz, and we're ready. We're ready to rock and roll. Everyone feel good?
I need more snare in my headphones.
Okay, well, just keep rocking. Tony got the headphones, the big phones today, so we'll see how you do.
Got a promotion.
Right on. Take us home, Noel.
What did you think was cool then when you were young, but isn't cool right now?
What did you think was cool then, but isn't cool right now?
Ooh.
Good question, Noel.
I'm in like a weird phase where a lot of things that I thought was cool when I was a kid are now cool again. So that's like a tough one for me. I want to hear you guys go.
Well, give us an example of that first.
Well, like I would love to have a starter's jacket right now.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's nothing like having a pool day and throwing back, an old school KG jersey, popping that on.
Yeah.
Playing old school video games.
Yes.
Like if you get a Super Nintendo going, GoldenEye, that would be a blast.
I have an old school Sega up there. It's got 40 games programmed into it. Got it at Walmart.
You got Sonic?
Oh yeah.
Oh dude, I used to blast Sonic. I was just blasting Sonic in Jeff Iverson's basement.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
I'd be N64 guy. If we had Blitz going right now, I'd play Blitz till next week.
NFL Blitz.
I'd drink a case of Coca-Cola, and play Blitz.
To play the bomb.
Yeah, the bomb. With John Allstott. Remember that guy?
That guy was an absolute tank.
That guy caught every pass in the Blitz in N64. So there you go. I guess that's you. I thought that was cool back then though too. So the question was, what did you think was not cool, but you think is cool now?
Or what was cool then, but isn't cool now?
Oh well, I mean, I guess that
a lot of things.
I guess the bomb wouldn't be cool now, but I would argue that everyone that's our age would lobby for the Blitz to come back.
Yeah, I mean, if you couldn't pay me $1 million to sit on Instant Messenger right now and talk to people through AOL.
Oh, that would be miserable. That'd be miserable. I'd have if we had AOL, if we had to do that now, it would say I'm playing a computer game that covers the entire screen for the next 60 years.
I couldn't watch TV on my old big screen TV that was just that big old box.
Yeah.
We had the big dog in the basement.
A little staticky.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
not watching bad TV.
We had one of those in college.
Big boy?
Your mic seems quiet there.
No,
keep
turn me up. I
the
told
big
you
boy?
I need more snare. Huh?
You had the big boy TV?
I mean, it was a box, but it wasn't. We were in college. It was small.
There we go.
Yeah, I sound better now.
Well, younger, I guess, sleeping on the ground. In college, you used to be able to go maybe have a couple soda pops with the boys.
Oh yeah.
I'm getting a hotel room now.
And then all of a sudden you're on your buddy's floor.
Yeah.
With a pillow and maybe like a napkin as a blanket.
I'm not doing that anymore.
Out.
We're going home. If we can't, if home isn't within 45 minutes of drive time, we're getting a hotel room. I'll see you guys for breakfast at the Old Country Buffet next day.
What do you got, Tom? What are you shutting it down nowadays?
I was just talking to you about this the other day. Wearing overalls. Remember that?
You said you wanted to wear them.
I said when I get older. But back in the day, I thought they were stupid. But as I get older, I can see myself wearing them.
Well, that doesn't answer the question, Tony.
Well, it answers what I wanted to say, so...
There you go.
I'm going to say it.
That's fair enough. I think the best one, Steve, is at AOL for the amount of time that you spent on AOL back in the day. Text or was it Insta messaging?
Yeah, I used to be so engaged in my instant messaging that I would go watch said enormous TV, and I would put a bell on, and anytime Susie Q signed in, it would be like, bling, and then I'd jump over the couch and sprint over there and start typing in messages to them for the whole day.
Do you remember what your name was?
Kidney Boy 05.
Kidney Boy 05. Wow. Well, you have a minute to tell the story.
Short and simple. Was racing Kylie Stang, my fifth or sixth grade girlfriend, in a bouncy course. She was beating me, dove to the finish line, took home the dub, landed on my side, lacerated my kidney. There's a protective layer around your kidney. That didn't break. Inside the kidney, split in two, put a bag of peas on it. Old man said, don't do anything
You had
stupid
a ball game
tonight.
the next day.
Played in the Bloomington tournament at Ken Herbeck Fields. Anyone who's listening to this knows that that's a big deal. Nolan's a Jefferson kid, so he knows exactly what it's like playing at Ken Herbeck. Threw a thing of peas on there. Went home, started puking, go into the hospital later. My dad walks me in there, rolls me in a wheelchair. He goes, my kid needs some help. We go in, and turns out I only had one kidney, and that was the kidney I lacerated, so told me I would never play sports again. It was a big issue. I was throwing bedpans at the nurses, and all of a sudden I said, you know what, this seems like a way to capitalize on girls sending me messages on AOL.
And then his name was, say it again one
Kidney
time.
Boy 05.
Love
Genius.
It. Love it.
Next question.
Great idea.
If you could ask advice from any historical figure, who would it be and what would you ask them?
You could have, it might take Stevie it might take him a couple minutes to get out of the nostalgia that he's in right now. A genius play, man.
What a loser.
Genius play. Genius play. I'm holding it togetger right now as well. That's just great. Genius play. Okay,
start
so
calling you that.
what advice?
Hey, kidney boy. You all right?
05.
Kidney boy 05.
Yeah, I need 05 on there.
Okay, so what person would ask
So
advice
if you
from?
could ask advice from any historical figure, who would it be and what would you ask them?
Okay. There we go. My guy right away is Marcus Aurelius.
That's your boy.
Yeah, I would talk to him. I'd sit with Marcus Aurelius. I would sit with him, and I'm going to take people back real quick if they've ever seen the movie Gladiator. I feel like every human has or should. More importantly, should, if they have not, go watch it. And my favorite part is when he talks to Maximus after the war, and he pulls him in, and he goes, let's whisper. Let's whisper now.
Let's whisper.
Do you know that part I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah.
Where he comes in to tell him he wants him, and he just wants to be in peace. And he's like, let's just talk as a whisper. And so that would be tight to sit with Marcus Aurelius with a little cup of joe on some rocks and just whisper with him for a little bit. I would ask him, how did he master the simplicities of life? That's what I would ask him.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Tony.
Let that sink in overall, boy.
You go next.
No.
Yep.
Nope. I want to put you on the spot here.
Okay, I was just gonna say Jackie Robinson.
Sure. Baseball player.
Baseball
Wow.
player, had to deal with a lot. And obviously I would ask him how he just remained calm during the whole thing. I know he probably had a couple outbursts, but I mean, who wouldn't in that situation? But the way he handled it, right? Didn't really care what anyone else thought. And then now baseball is the way it is today because of him.
What do you think? What do you think the number one lesson you would take away from Jackie would be?
How to remain calm in tough situations. Like me, I never had to deal with anything that he had to deal with.
What do you think his advice in that would be? I'm just curious.
Just probably, who cares what anyone else thinks? You do what you want. You do what you love.
Well, you just watched The Green Book, right?
Yes, I did. Tony Lip.
Tony Lip.
We
We learned some pretty valuable lessons in that movie, didn't we?
We did learn some valuable lessons.
Like
from
what,
Tony
Tony?
Lip. How to be a good person. How to change. How to change the world.
How do you change the world?
You drive a guy around who's rich. Plain and simple. Get your name out there.
That was the point of the movie,
Yeah,
right?
get your name out there.
Plain and simple. Makes sense.
I don't know who mine would be, truthfully. I have a tough time with that because I go back and forth on. I feel like if I was in a room with one person, I would want to be like shocked. I would want to feel like you've been through things that I will never. I'm like certain I wouldn't go through. So I'd go more towards what you're thinking,
Marcus
Mark.
Aurelius.
Like back towards that time frame, or like somebody like, I mean the heavy hitters. Like it's easy to say you would want to meet. I don't think I would want to meet Abraham Lincoln. I just think me and him wouldn't have enough in common.
Yeah, he'd be tough.
So I think I'd have to push it up a little bit, get a little closer to modern day. Maybe
about Teddy?
somebody like, yeah,
Little Teddy in there?
You know, for some reason, I feel like sitting in a room. I feel like Martin Luther King and I could sit in a room together.
I would love to talk
and
to
have like
Martin
a
Luther
really
King.
good talk.
Sure.
Because everything you read about him, he was obviously incredible, but he was also a dude.
Yeah.
Like he was hanging out, he was having a good time. I feel like I could not only learn from him, but I would at least have
Be able to
enough.
sit with him.
I could interact with him.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if you sat with Marcus Aurelius, it would be him just speaking to you and being like, "For sure, man."
Yeah.
Which is great.
Sure.
Because he's giving you an incredible amount of information.
Well, I just think it's crazy how those times were just so difficult. Like we're not even close to how difficult their lives were.
Oh God.
No, not
It
even
was
close.
miserable.
And so how did they find joy, or how did they find consistent movement? Like how did Martin Luther King continuously keep pushing through, or having just like talking in front of that many people? He had to have been terrified for just every day. It had to just been terrifying. So I would just love to just have a guy break that down.
Like if you knew him, you talked to him, and then he went out and spoke, and you
Yeah.
were like behind the scenes, and he was kind of giving you like that. Here
got
I go.
this. Yeah, like
Here I
would
go.
Imagine if they could give you that. You know, that'd be crazy.
nuts.
That'd be nuts.
Woo!
What do you think, Tony Lip?
That'd be crazy.
Marcus Aurelius, Jackie Robinson, and Martin Luther King
Go with Martin Luther King.
Yep.
Great guys. Okay.
Jr.
Yeah, fair enough.
Mash guys. Those are mash guys.
Those are MASH guys.
If you could have one superpower, what would it be and why? The big one.
That's the big dog, isn't it?
That's the big dog. Okay, so
Tony's is X-ray vision. We know that.
X-ray vision.
Yep.
Is that
Needs
because
it.
I can't see well?
You'll figure it out later.
superpower,
Okay.
Kidney Boy, Kidney 05. What do you got?
05.
Kidney Boy 05. What do you got?
What superpower would I have? I mean, there's a lot of big ones. There's a lot of big ones. And I guess the question would be, anytime you do this, you got to say, in what context, right? So like, could I just be could I take the power of speed, but then can I be a superhero and play professional sports? Can I play every professional sport and just be the best in the world all time at that? Or am I just a superhero? Am I an incredible? Am I undercover? Do I have to portray a Superman
These are good
role?
questions. These are good questions.
Or can I take my superpower and implement it into what the world is today?
Let's say right now you could wish something upon yourself, but no one else would know, so you can do whatever you want with it.
Whoa. I mean, power of flight, too. You're coming down with every touchdown pass possible. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. I grew up an athlete, so I'm going to be a great athlete with whatever I'm taking.
Sure.
And I want it to help my everyday life. I got to take flight. I just have to take flight.
I know that one sucks because it
It's
sucks
so
'cause
easy.
I wanted to say, that was my first. I was trying to think
Well, I was
of an X-Men. Who's the guy in X-Men that just can disappear?
Oh, boy, I'm not a superhero guy. Tony Lip? You superhero guy?
I used to be.
I'm not a superhero guy either.
What he does? What?
He like disappears. There's like a guy that disappears. There's a
I know.
guy in
He, like,
X-Men
turns into,
that
like, the-
like there's
like
no
the-
way that guy could get killed. Like there's no way like in that
He
thing.
turns into like the cloud or whatever.
Yeah, there's like whenever you watch it, you're like there's no way you can get to that guy. Like that guy's just.
So does
Hey,
he
what-
go invisible or does he literally vanish?
Why don't you
You
look
mean
it
the
up on your new
transport-
Apple?
the Transport guy?
I think so. The guy, he's like kind of like a
Transport
savvy, smooth talking guy. There's no way you can get to him.
Hey.
Like anytime I watch the battles, it's just like there's no shot this guy goes down.
Is his name Transport Guy?
I don't know.
That can't be a superhero name.
Why don't you look it up on this
Oh,
brand new laptop you
The
got?
guy you like.
Brought to you by Apple.
Brought to you by Apple.
Brought to you by Apple.
Give me your answer. I'll look it up on Apple.
Just is time traveling? Does that work?
Absolutely.
Okay, well I'd do time traveling
Why would you do time traveling?
because there's a lot of things that I would do differently, and especially if I could learn or know what I know today back then, right? Even in baseball and in life.
What is that movie about time?
Oh, that
Where the
movie.
dad
that
goes
one?
back and gives the best man speech
That's the
15 times?
That's the best movie. I've told you that.
Yeah, you
time.
love that movie.
that
That's
is a
the
good
best movie I think
About
I've ever
time.
seen. About time. You got to watch that movie. About
Have to.
time.
Would you be here right now telling if you did stuff in the past?
Oh, wow.
Geez, no.
Yeah, I would be.
You think you'd be in the same spot if you changed what you did in the past? I don't
Well,
think
this
so
is
either.
like probably after a 10-year major league career.
So you wouldn't be here.
No, I would eventually be here.
You wouldn't be in this table if you were a 10-year major league career.
Yeah, because I would just be finishing up my 10th year last year because I'd be drafted out of high school, go straight to this show,
How old are you?
and I'd be here 27.
So
or
you'd have been
28
in the
in
show.
17
You
days.
would have been in the show by 19.
Yeah.
If I could time travel with you and go back and watch you be in Major League Baseball and have you just continuously pitch to one batter and just have him continuously get hits off you and you continuously go back in time to try to get him out would
I
be
would
the
do it.
funniest
I would
thing.
do it
I
till
know
I
you
get
would.
him out.
You'd be like, ah!
I would do it till I got him out.
Okay, so this is the guy. I think this is the guy. His name is Nightcrawler. You know what I'm talking about? And he's very, and now it kind of sucks because he's very devilish. He's an antagonist to his, he acts like a loyal teammate, hugs him, and then leaves type deal. So he's a Nightcrawler. So he's really just being mind controlled to other people. But essentially what he can do is his ability is to teleport across short spaces. And I just remember him in the movie. I'm pretty confident in the movie. He just never, there's no way you could get this guy down,
That's a
right?
nice vest he's got on. Yeah, no way.
There's no way you could get that guy down. So I've always thought, at least with flight, oh man, now you get the Ninja Turtles going. I guess just anything with the Ninja Turtles. If we're talking about back in the day too, Ninja Turtles was pretty nasty. You
Nightcrawler.
remember that guy?
You see the way he
Are
looks?
you looking at him?
Oh, that's
So you
your
could-
new nickname.
I would love to be called the Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler.
That's what my Halo name should have been. Remember playing Halo?
Pitching lessons with the Nightcrawler.
I want that on my scheduling. So, okay, so let me ask this question, Noel. Okay, so there we go. That's 5. I was gonna get a little sidebar question that I was allowed to ask today, and I think of it like this because we just talked about Tony's thing of when he was younger type deal. Okay, so if your 5-year-old self suddenly found themselves inhabiting your current body, what would your 5-year-old self do first?
5?
Yeah, should we add up the age a little bit?
Yeah, can we do like 9?
10? I was gonna say
or 10.
10.
Yeah,
Okay,
10.
so your 10-year-old self found themselves having your current body. What would your 10-year-old self do first?
Very first thing.
Yeah. Very first thing.
Well, I'm obviously thinking about Big right now. Tom Hanks.
Oh, yes, dude. Great flick, too. That's an old one. He's young in that movie.
I love him so much. Folks, when you hear the silence on the other side of the line, what you're hearing there is really just true thought and stalling tactics.
It's the sound of thought.
It's the sound of thought and stalling tactics here at the MindStrong Project. My 10-year-old self, and I'm 30 years old.
Sorry. That was dead air right there.
My 10-year-old self, and I'm 30 years old. What am I going to do? First. Well, the very first thing I'm going to do is freak out. I'm probably going to stare at myself in the mirror. Honestly, I'd probably stare at myself in the mirror. I'd see everything looks a little different.
A little bit.
Where's that hair?
Everything looks a little different. And then
It's a
after
little
that,
intimidating at that age, too.
after that, a sentimental answer that I don't think anyone saw coming, I would try to figure out where my parents were. I would try to figure out if my parents were still alive.
Oh, geez, Stevie.
20 years later, that's what I'd do. At first, I'd say, wow, look at that. I'm a grown man. That's new. And then I'd say, where's my family?
I'd probably walk into every athletic tryout laughing and just say, come on, boys.
You can't try out for a 10-year-old team, though.
You're 10 years old.
No, in your mind, but not in your body.
Oh, that's
You can't
easy
walk
for
into a
me.
10-year-old tryout. They're going to go, you're 30. You can't try out for this 10-year-old team.
But your birth certificate would say you're 10.
Is that right?
So
So
you're-
you're
Oh, so you're
30
going
years old.
Robin Williams style. You're going
Benjamin-
Robin Williams style on
Benjamin
this.
Button?
Yeah, well, Benjamin Button. That guy crushed it.
That's a different question.
It's a great movie as well. Maybe this podcast, maybe this coffee buzz was just to uncover great flicks that we've seen. Okay, well then, all right. Well, some other people can. I don't like that question. Okay,
Wait, hold on. I want to hear
I'll tell you,
Tony's.
I'm calling my mom to see when she's making them cookies. That's what I want. Hey, Babs, where them cookies at?
You would take advantage of being 30 years old by asking your mom for cookies.
Yeah.
Let me ask you guys.
They top notch.
Let me ask you guys.
They are good.
Nolan, you're in this too. I'll ask you guys.
I was gonna say, you want to take your mom's minivan for a spin around the block for the first time?
Oh, that's
I
a
would
great
drive.
answer.
I did that already. I'm just
Wait,
kidding.
wouldn't you be thinking as a 10-year-old?
Exactly.
So you'd be terrified. I would have been terrified to do that.
Oh no, I
Really?
would love to drive.
No, not with 10. I can't even reach the pedals.
Well, you can have with the body,
Oh,
Tony.
God, yeah.
No. What's going on in here today?
It's weird. I don't know.
It got weird today. I think the jams got us going. Let me ask you guys quick questions. You have to give a quick answer.
I got a question for you. Why you ask so many questions?
Just answer the questions. Okay, if an animal could talk, which would be the rudest? Go.
Rhinoceros.
Rhinoceros.
Hippo.
No way, Nolan. Me and you are on the same page today.
I was going to think of Wolverine.
I said hippo.
In 40 years, what will people be
Hippo would be a good
nostalgic
one, too.
for?
Time.
Go.
No thought.
Time with friends.
Life.
What is something that everyone looks stupid doing?
Brushing their teeth.
Singing in the car by themselves.
Oh, nice. That brain just
Go.
couldn't-
First thought. Go, 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 go.
Eating by yourself.
Oh, gosh. What is the weirdest because I do that all the time. I love eating by myself. What is the weirdest thing you've ever seen in someone else's home?
Disgusting lamps.
Ooh.
I was gonna say funny looking toilet cover.
Oh, that's a tough one, too.
Tone, you've had to have seen some stuff in your travels.
Butt padded toilets.
I love those. It's gross to be on them knowing that there's been another butt on it, but they're cozy.
I will say what my grandma had guacamole colored carpet.
Carpet's a good one too.
Ew. That's
It was
disgusting.
disgusting.
I'm into this right now.
Okay, this is a good one. You're going to like this one the most. Who do you know that really reminds you of a character in a TV show or movie?
Oh, you two.
You two.
The Wet
Bandits.
The
Next.
Ah,
Hey, buddy.
there we go.
The Wet Bandits. I was going to say Tony, but I figured you guys would. I thought you'd just go Tony as well. What is the most in? Nope, I don't like that one. What part of a nope? What used to be considered trashy but now is very classy?
Probably tight pants on guys.
No, I don't like that.
Well, that'd be
For-
yeah, because a lot of people wear tight pants.
Yeah, like 10 years ago, you never saw guys with tight pants.
Not classy to you want to go trashy to classy?
Trashy, but now is very classy.
Oh, maybe that's not the same thing.
The mullet.
I have a great one. I have a great go.
The mullet.
I literally don't have anything.
I don't have anything.
I
Either.
can't think of anything that used to be trashy that's now classy. Probably some stupid outfit
What
that
about
people
when
wear.
basketball players went from baggy to short
Hey,
shorts?
Steve, you know all about them big shorts. Check a
Yeah,
match video
baggy
on YouTube.
to. Yeah, baggy to shorts.
Yeah, but
Or
short
was
shorts
it
weren't
was-
considered
it was- It
trashy.
went from short, yeah. But the NBA is doing like a circle thing now, where like it was tight, baggy, and
Fashion's cyclical, brother.
Tattoos are sort of classy
tattoos.
now.
Yeah.
They were, yeah.
Sort of classy. People get away with tattoos as classy business people. Tattoos?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this one's for Tony only. If you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family assume you had done? Come on, Tone.
I mean, obviously they would probably.
Just say it.
I don't care that you broke your elbow. They'd probably think I had an outburst.
And got in
Fight.
yeah, there it is.
Okay. Okay, so essentially you got in a fight.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go. This one will be for Steve. What is the funniest corporate / business screw up you have ever heard of?
That I've ever heard of, not just for what we're doing.
Well, essentially, I would say it for you.
So, yeah.
What is the funniest business screw up you've ever had?
Oh man, I've had some really funny ones. I mean, top of mind is that Nolan's been recording all of these, and I had no idea that he was posting them on YouTube.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
That was a good start. The boys had a really good laugh at that one when I first figured that out.
Because
I would also say telling our previous landlords that we were moving out before we had even found a facility. That was kind of a spur of the moment thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we're getting out of here.
We're done. We're out of here. We got a place. And then we went into the other room and went, we don't have a place. We got to figure this out now.
Better clear that. I'm
That was
taking this
tough,
table
too.
with me.
Okay, that's a good one. I think that's pretty recent. We've done probably over like 300 hours of podcast time that's out in the universe.
Been a lot.
And it took Steve 300 hours to realize that these were recorded on film.
Yeah, it's always good.
That was absolutely hilarious. He thought that they were
Camera's right in front of
He
us.
thought, and I know people were probably thinking like that's not true, but the reason why that is true is he thought that we were just filming these and taking like minute clips every now and then, putting them on the Instagram. Found us on YouTube the other day while the boys were getting ready to work out, and goes, "What's this?"
What is this?
Okay, for Nolan, how many chickens would it take to kill an elephant?
I really like this. I really like this.
On just a flat surface, dry land?
You can't. You got to answer
Okay,
it.
I'd
How many
probably say
chickens would it take to kill an elephant?
Oh, man, at least 5,000.
I don't think they take them down.
I don't
I don't either. I think that's
They would have
impossible.
to just chip at his feet
You don't
until
think
he
a
fell.
million chickens could take down an elephant?
No,
Come on.
those things are
I
weak.
don't.
It
I
would
don't
just-
think
No,
they
I
got a
really
shot.
don't think that
They
could
would
happen.
just keep walking around in circles.
I think
Just keep
ants would. I
smashing
think ants would have a better chance than chickens.
You just keep smashing them.
Final answer, 100,000.
100,000. We're gonna have to look that up. What's Steve? What's the weirdest thing a guest has done at your house?
Come on, dude. I'm trying to keep this. I'm trying to keep the reins in here. Well,
We're a raw podcast too.
let's
That's
say
the
this.
problem. Shouldn't put.
I don't
that in
know
our
if this is a
standards.
compliment or a negative. The amount of people that comfortably poop at my house is just ridiculous. I mean, it is their home.
You got
Basically,
your
is what
toilets.
it comes down to. People come in, they use the facilities, and I'm just sitting here going, I've never seen so many people comfortably do that. I also think that coming to my house with no one there and having people in the pool in the backyard has been a real big shock to me. Just walking in and
Guilty.
Open door policy.
I would say
Guilty.
probably realistically 30 times I've come home with nobody home and there's been somebody that doesn't live there just in the backyard. Just, hey. I just go, hey, how you doing?
Mad at you for coming home.
Yeah. Hey, I was having a good time back here. Let's
Hey,
get
we're
you
having
out.
people over, so
That's a great question, too. These are really rock solid, Mart.
yeah, because I would look at that. I mean, the Wet Bandits are guilty about 28 of those 30 poll
Yeah.
appearances.
Oh yeah, it's open door policy. You
And the-
started
It is. It is.
And the other two, we were probably just mad at Steve, so we decided not to go over.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Oh man, this is gonna be tough. on
Don't
you,
tell me
Tony.
they're done. Keep going.
No,
I
this
want
is
to
gonna
go
be-
for all the way to 30.
This is gonna be tough on Tony. So sorry ahead of time. What would be the creepiest thing you could say while passing a stranger on the street?
That might have been it.
The creepiest thing. Guy or a girl?
You got to answer it. I don't know how to go deeper into that.
Oh boy. I mean, I could go. I would just walk by him and just do a weird noise.
Do it
I
then.
go,
You've done that before too.
Oh yeah. And I do my twitching eye thing.
What happened to your mic there?
I don't know.
That would be see you soon.
See you soon. Yeah.
See you
See
soon.
you soon. Or get
See you
my
soon.
life.
I always hate when someone says when you always say you too.
Oh, I was just about to say that. I was getting food, and they're like,
See you later.
They're like, enjoy your food. I was like, thanks, you too. And I walk out. I go, damn it, such an idiot.
Yeah, that happens to all of us all the time. Okay, this is for the room. This will be interesting to hear your guys' answers on this. If you were transported 400 years into the past with no clothes or anything else, how would you prove that you were from the future? Dead air.
400 years.
400 years.
So
400 years in the past.
carry the 2.
And you
19.
That's
What?
How
Are you
far away is
1600s.
that?
Yes.
Sounds like
Steve, that's not in the 1900s.
1600s.
1600s.
What the heck was going on in the
You're
1600s?
butt naked. You're butt naked. You got nothing else. I think was that the Salem witch trials back then?
Hopefully not.
When was that one?
Because if you're walking around naked in Salem, you're in trouble.
You're a
some
witch,
problems.
You're in trouble. You're going to the dunk tank.
and especially if you start talking about the future, you're for sure done then.
Boy, what would I do to prove? Because you can't relate to them at all.
No.
So you would have to prove a skill. You would have to prove a skill that they had never seen before.
I would go medicine, like taking care of people.
But you don't. Do you know how to create medicine?
But I could tell them different ways to treat people that they're doing wrong right now. Like they were cutting
Yeah, because
off
they'd be
limbs
so
and
wrong. They'd be so wrong at stuff.
They were shooting stuff, making them eat stuff.
what were they
That's
making
my
them eat?
first.
I just don't think I would spend my time trying to prove to them I was from the future. I think I would spend my time proving to them that I was better than them at everything. So they would think of me as like a
I would create the game of
super
baseball.
smart guy.
Yeah, you probably would be stronger than them, right?
They'd be little.
Would that be 400 years? Is that
Weren't
enough
they
time?
stronger back then?
I don't
They
know.
had
Come
forced
on.
labor. They had to actually work and kill stuff.
So do we.
They weren't strong.
I
Not
would
as
say-
strong as we.
They were little
I would
people.
probably make the argument that overall people were stronger than people today.
You think that if I got placed in the 1600s, I wouldn't be a big boy?
In general.
We're not talking about in general. We're talking about me in the 1600s, me versus them, physical fighting. The only thing that they would do better than me is whatever weapons they were using. That would have to go.
You're just going to ask them to drop it?
No weapons.
Yeah, I'd say weapons down.
No weapons.
That doesn't count.
Just an old-fashioned bare-knuckle brawl.
Yeah, it'd have
So
to be
so
that.
we would have to prove we'd have to prove them wrong.
Were there like any huge events you could predict? Hey, this is going to happen in a week.
I don't know about that.
I couldn't even begin to tell you what happened in the 1600s.
I think it's a Salem witch trial. I could be completely wrong, but I think it was that. So you'd be looking like a witch if you were talking about all that stuff.
What would you
do?
What would you create? Would you?
I would do the Nolan. I think Nolan's the safest bet. I think you go into that play and you essentially tell them what they're doing wrong and you prove some things right, and then boom, you got them wrapped around your finger.
Because they didn't even know about germs back then, I don't think.
Yeah.
They had no idea what was causing illness.
They didn't even know about cell phones. I mean, come on. Gee whiz.
Gee whiz. Give me some clothes, would
Gosh
you?
darn.
Okay, 2 questions that were finished here. Okay, so this should be a quick one, and then we'll finish the one with sports because that's what's funny for all of us on sports. But what is something that everyone looks stupid doing?
You asked that one already.
Have I?
Yeah.
What did we say?
I said brushing your teeth.
Oh,
Nolan said
Driving
driving and singing. And Vodka said eating by yourself.
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I asked that one already.
Yeah, you did.
Gosh darn it. Okay, well then this is the finale. Well, I can ask 2. This is the one I was gonna ask, but I didn't really like. I didn't really like. Okay, we'll do 2. I don't really like this one. What is an innate object that you wish you could eliminate from existence?
Too many big words for me.
What does innate mean? I just don't know what that means.
Too many big words for us.
Yeah, I just don't know what that means. That's why,
Mosquitoes.
that's why I went to
Mosquitoes?
junior college.
Is that an innate object?
What does innate mean?
So it's
Harvey, if you ask a question, you got to know the definition of innate.
essentially it'd be like it's like already it's in us, like innate in a human.
Oh, in a human.
Well,
Is that
yeah.
okay.
I don't really like the question.
Then why'd
Shut
you
that
ask
one
it?
down. Shut that
I
one
told you beforehand I didn't like it.
Then why'd you ask it?
Okay, what are some things that are okay to occasionally? What are some things that are okay to occasionally, but definitely not okay to do every day? See, that's a weird way of asking that question. I get what they're trying to ask, but isn't that written weird?
Yeah.
What
I'd
are
say
some
fast food
things
or
that are
sugar.
okay to occasionally, but definitely not okay to do every day?
Go on vacation,
Yeah.
party,
Eat
Party.
unhealthy.
eat McDonald's,
Yeah.
crush Arby's late night, Euros,
Raising Cane's.
go to the back room at MASH and eat those chocolates,
Tony,
Man.
I don't touch those.
the Wet Bandits. All
dress up in Halloween costumes.
All right, this has been the one I wanted to ask. I've just
Steal
been
Steve stuff.
I've just been delaying time trying to get trying to get to this last one because I wanted to give us 2 more. But here's the one I was thinking about. Okay, so what sport would be the funniest to add a mandatory amount of alcohol to?
Oh, boy.
I think ice hockey
Football.
would be funny. Yeah.
Ice hockey?
Yeah.
Football?
Football, dude. Like, I picture it as not as professionals. I picture it as pickup. So, like, I'm, like, thinking if we were playing it,
Yeah.
I would have the most amount of fun playing, like, pickup football with you guys because
boozing.
Tony would go way over the top.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because we've proven that you can play, baseball or softball boozing.
We've done the baseball one. We've done the hockey one.
Have we done that?
Well, I haven't done the hockey.
I sure have. I've done
the hockey
kickball.
one. Kickball's easy.
I've done ping pong.
Volleyball.
I've done shuffleboard.
Volleyball's a boozer.
I've done volleyball.
Yeah. So football would get a little intense, and you'd be breathing heavily after those plays. You'd be breathing heavily. I mean, you can have a couple beers and hit a pump in softball, and they don't even make you run the bases anymore. It's so
That's what you
touch
dream
one.
of.
it's so beneficial
That's what
to
you dream
boozing.
of.
It's advantageous booze in softball. Think about that. You don't even have to run the bases.
Baseball's fun because you just make fun of yourself for how bad you are.
Yeah.
I think hockey's a good one too.
Man.
Warms you up a little bit. You're out there having a ball. You guys are
Trying to balance.
you're
Yeah, I would
over exaggerating.
struggle. I
You're
would struggle bad.
you got to think of what you can over exaggerate. You're
Like
over exaggerating
catches,
going over the boards.
Your cuts. Oh.
You're over exaggerating line changes. Goal celebrations. Goalies are making huge, enormous saves, rolling on top of their heads. Hockey's a pretty good one too.
Yeah. I was gonna say hockey and football. One, I can't skate, so I feel like it'd just be way more fun.
What
I was
random
hitting the bottom.
sport would you want to play? Random. Little side off sport.
Badminton.
Oh, that's a great answer.
Badminton.
Holy cow.
I'd get intense. I'm trying to spike that birdie right through that guy's shin like Brian Urlacher.
Badminton would be great.
Badminton.
Mart, what are you doing?
Well, I would destroy anyone in badminton.
Oh, yeah, we know.
Yeah, for sure.
know.
For sure.
I
know.
think
You don't have to tell us.
we did the skiing. We tried the skiing.
We literally did the ski. Yeah, we did that.
We did the skiing. We've done a lot of these sports. I think we've done the hockey. I think out of just not lack of experience, it'd have to be football. Mm-hmm. And basketball just seems frustrating. Basketball would be.
We've done basketball.
Yeah, when that was, and now we're not on the team anymore.
I threw Harv, that is, we were released from the squad. Harv cut the lane, and I threw him a one-handed chest pass hard with my right hand, and this thing dotted him in between the ribs.
Got me right in the
Went
ribcage.
right down. Hands came up for the ball afterwards, and literally he sat down on the bench, and that was pretty much his last organized basketball game of his entire life.
That was in like
took me out, coach.
That was in the first period, and at halftime, no one on the team was talking to me. I went up to Steve and said, "Well, we're friends with these guys, right?" haven't been invited back since. Any of the social gatherings we've had with these guys, they've never looked me in the eyes when they've said hello since this event. So, very cool. All right, good job, boys.
Good job.
Cheers.
Cheers.